So I have a miniature update with Jane. The LASIK seems to be helping a little bit. I don't hear that crackly noise that I was hearing before. But when you listen closely to her, I don't know if you can hear it. Not with the other pigs making noise, but she still has a clicky sound when she's breathing. So I'm not sure if the LASIK is truly working or if I'm going to have to switch to the Baytril. I'm going to call my vet tomorrow morning and find out. She has absolutely no interest in eating on her own at all. Not even her veggies anymore. She's not even drinking her water on her own that I know of. I've been doing critical care with her about 4 or 5 times a day. She takes in about 16, sometimes 20 mils per feeding. So that's why it varies on how many times in a day I give it to her. But on her last dose of the meds at 7 o'clock earlier this evening, I gave her 0.5 mil of the probiotic to see if that would help with her not pooping. And it seems to have helped a little bit. Her poops were more, as gross as it sounds, moist. They're still not normal sized formed. Actually, to give you more of an idea, that's been her poops. Not normal, but I guess at least she's pooping, so it's a good thing, I guess. Sorry, you're gonna hear me sniffling because I got a cold. Perfect timing, I know. But yeah, I'm gonna call the vet tomorrow morning to find out if I should continue with the LASIK or if they think I should switch to the Baytril. But the fact that she still has no interest in eating on her own, whereas prior to starting the LASIK, she was eating a bit on her own. So I'm not sure what to make of it, but I did find out that one side effect of taking LASIK is that it will suppress your appetite and make you not want to eat. So if that's the reason for it, then there's still a fighting chance. But we'll see how it goes. I'm not giving up just yet. But I do want to remind everybody, she is 7 years old. She's had a long life, and since I've had her from January, she has had an exceptionally amazing life with me. So all I want is, the only thing I really care about is her comfort. If she's gonna be suffering and not get any better, then what kind of quality of life is that? It's like any human that lives on life support. You're alive by a machine, but you can't move, you can't talk, you can't do anything for yourself. You're just there. You're like a vegetable. So I need to, whatever ends up happening, I need to think about what's best for Jane. So like I said, I'm not giving up hope just yet, but I do have to be realistic about the situation as well. And I posted the situation on the Weakers Facebook group and on the Cappy Central Facebook group. I posted about how I caught the abnormal breathing and how I got her to the vet in a decent amount of time. She didn't lose an extreme amount of weight or anything crazy like that. And one of the comments that I got was extremely negative because I mentioned that if neither treatment works, I will have to consider the alternative. And I definitely did not appreciate those kind of comments. I did not post on there looking for advice. I did not post on the group, to get people's input. I posted it on there to give people a learning experience for new guinea pig parents, or for those who, don't know what signs to look for. I'm not saying I'm a complete expert. I'm not. I'm still learning about guinea pigs. 100% I'm still learning. But there's Eliza. But I want people to be aware that it's important to spend time with your animal. It's important to pay attention to what their breathing sounds like, what their heartbeat sounds like, what they look like when they're resting comfortably. It's important to know these things, because then if you see something abnormal, you can catch it sooner than later, and sometimes you can prevent disaster from happening before it's too late. Now, sometimes, unfortunately, it doesn't work out the way we want it to. Sometimes, even if we catch it in time, depending on what the problem is, it has gone too far and there's too much damage in their body. Now, not only does Jane have the heart disease, but she also has an enlarged ovary, and I'm still trying to do research on that. But if I'm correct, don't quote me, but if I'm correct, that could mean that she's more prone to getting a cyst. That could be part of the issue as well with her pooping and peeing thing. She could be more prone to bladder stones. She could have a bladder stone, for all I know. I'm not 100% sure. But the breathing was the main thing we needed to work on. And because I have a limited budget, my vet agreed to, we're going to treat based on symptoms that we know and see. And she said that she's making an educated guess that it's heart disease, because there are no other symptoms, really. None of the other pigs are symptomatic. None of the other pigs are sneezing or coughing or have discharge of the nose or the eyes. So we can safely rule out a URI and pneumonia. Sorry, I was just distracted with Lucy for a moment. But as you can see, she still has a will. She's grooming herself, which is a great thing. She's been maintaining the weight for the most part. So if you listen closely there, you can hear she still has that clicking noise. So I'm going to talk to the vet. I'm going to get their input, let them know what I've been observing, and I'll go with their direction on whether I continue with the Lasix or move on to the Baytril. And between the two of them, I'm hoping something works to make her comfortable and not in pain or suffering or anything. But as I was talking about earlier with the whole, humans being on life support and this and that, for a guinea pig to have to live the rest of their life being syringe fed, as much as it increases the bond between you and your guinea pig, that's only a temporary solution. It's not a permanent solution. So although some people, choose to do everything they can to, find a solution, sometimes medical issues don't have a solution or a permanent solution. And sometimes we have to make that decision for them. And if we see that they are suffering and they're in pain, or they're just unhappy and they're not mobile, they're just sitting in one spot, that's not quality of life. And I don't want that for Jane. So yes, that is an option I am potentially considering. Not at this moment, but if it comes down to it, then I will help her cross that rainbow bridge. So again, some of you might not agree with me on this, and you know what, that's okay. But this video is just to give you an update so far. It's been 48 hours since I started the Lasix with Jane, since she's been at the vet. And I'm not looking for negative comments, so if you don't have anything positive to say or any positive input, then I please just ask you to keep scrolling or move on. Because if anybody makes any comments that are negative towards what I think is best for my guinea pig, I will just delete the comment. I won't even respond. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it does, that's what's going to happen. So I did just do a cage clean out completely with both the girls' cages and the boys today. Oh, well, it doesn't look like it's clean because they're messy, but I did clean out their cages, and I'm in the process of doing piggy laundry still. I figured I'd let you see everyone. Look at Savannah sprawled out. Look at that foot. Not working. There we go. Look at that foot. Look at the little foot. Tokyo just ran that way. And there's Andre. Here's Bruno. Again, there's Andre taking a nap. And there's Bruno. And no, their bond didn't break. The reason I put the grids back in the middle is because Bruno is extremely hormonal the last couple of days. Not sure why. I have a hunch, because every time I bring Jane out to do the critical care feeding, that means the female scent is a lot closer to him, and he's been chasing Andre a lot lately and trying to hump him, and I know that's normal dominance behavior, but because I can't be in this room 24/7, and because I'm dealing with a sick piggy, I did what I feel is best for them. And I put separation grid in. This way it also ensures that I know Andre can get access to his food. Because every time Bruno was chasing him, Andre was getting cornered into this spot right here. And every time he'd go out, Bruno would chase him and he would be back here. So I didn't know how much food he was actually getting. But the good thing is he is over 1,000 grams. He's doing well. They had playtime in the playpen earlier together. So they still get to interact as before. And hopefully things with Jane will get better soon. And once that situation is under control, and once I don't have to do critical care feedings like 4 or 5 times a day. Sorry, I had to sneeze and I didn't want to sneeze on camera. Once the situation with Jane is under control, then I will work at undoing the separation grid here and having them back together. And I know a lot of people will tell me, well, the more you separate them and however often you do it, the more they're stressed out. Andre was popcorning after I put the grid in the middle because he's actually able to go to his food and water without getting cornered. So I know my guinea pig's best, and I'm going to do what I think is best for them. Okay. Good boy. You're so cute, Bruno. But that is the update with the boys and with the girls. So I'm going to end this video because it's already long enough. Let's say goodnight to Jane. And we'll say, see you in the morning. We love you. Alright, take care everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support. If you are not already subscribed to this channel and you have just come across my channel, and feel free to check out all the videos that are posted. And if you happen to like what you see, click the thumbs up button and click on the notification bell so you can be notified of all future content.